Hello, my friends. I'm Nicole. Thank you for checking out my first online yoga class. It's an honor to be here and to practice with you. So I thought that today we'd focus on a little bit of the upper body. Think neck, shoulders, upper back, chest. We'll be strengthening as well as opening through these areas, giving us the opportunity to not only just become aware of our physical body in the practice, but also our breath and our emotions as we breathe into this upper body, this space that tends to hold a lot of tension and stuck emotions, which I think we could all use a little bit of extra tender care right now during these times. So you don't need any special yoga props for this class, but I will be using some. There are lots of options at home to replace the actual yoga props. So if you have 2 blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket, you can go grab those if you own those. But if you don't own any yoga props or a little bit of mix and match, cool. So you can grab 2 books about the size of a block. So they don't need to be quite as thick, and for today's purposes, just anything that you can really hold in your hands. And for a strap, if you don't own a strap, you can use a belt or a scarf. That will do just fine. Instead of a bolster, if you have a couple pillows, that'll do great. And everyone owns a blanket, I'm sure, so you can go and grab the blanket. So 4 props in total. Press pause if you need to gather those, and we'll get going. So we're going to start lying down, actually, and using your blanket to begin to breathe into this upper body space. So grab your blanket, fold it in half until it's about this size. Then you're going to roll it on up like a Tootsie Roll, nice and tight, taking it towards the lower third of your mat. You'll turn around, begin to lie down with the blanket at the tips of your shoulder blades, of your scapulas. So already getting associated with this part of your body. And if this is too much for your neck or your head, then you can place a pillow underneath your head, or you can just totally let go of this opening if it's too much right now to begin with. Legs are extended out long. If that's uncomfortable as well, you can place your feet on the ground. Take them as wide as your mat or wherever you're practicing on your carpet, and let the knees knock in towards the center, making a triangle-like shape with your lower body. So you choose how you'd like to set up here. Then when you arrive, nestle your shoulder blades underneath your heart. Deliberately send them down and in. Let your arms fall down, palms face up. Let your toes splay out if your legs are extended. Take a big breath through the nose. Let it out the mouth. Sigh it out. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, big breath through your nose. Let it out your mouth. Last one, biggest one of the 3. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. And allow your natural breath to return. And begin to arrive and tune in to the sensations in your body. Notice how you've arrived. Notice what's showing up. Are there any areas of tension or tightness? Are there any areas of lightness and openness? Neither one is wrong, just simply becoming aware. And begin to notice if you're holding on anywhere, if you're gripping somewhere, if the muscles aren't really letting go. See if you can let it go. Let the muscles sink down. Feel the weight of your physical body. Feel the earth beneath you, supporting you. You could take a couple more big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. That may be helpful if you're finding it difficult to settle down. And see if you can just relax into the earth. Then when you begin to fully let go, let's layer on some deliberate breathing. Begin to breathe in through your nose and feel your breath fill up your belly, then into your ribs and into your heart. As you exhale, let the breath go slowly out your nose, first from your heart space, the chest, the ribs, the lower belly. And continue on in this fashion. Inhale through the nose in 3 parts, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, chest, ribs, belly. Really breathing deliberately and working on creating space in your upper body. Allowing the oxygen to inflate the entire abdomen, the entire torso region, the chest, and allowing every last drop to leave your body and so you can sink down a little deeper, relax a little more. As you continue to breathe like this, notice how you emotionally feel right now. Breathing into your heart space, what is showing up? Is anything arriving, bubbling up from the surface to the surface? There's a lot going on right now in the world. Have you took the time to really feel it, to really feel your feelings? Coming to the yoga mat is a safe space to do so. So if you have not felt your feelings yet, I invite you with compassion and with kindness to do so now. Without judgment, allowing everything to be as it is, holding space for your heart to feel. Creating space to feel as you breathe and expand and untie the muscles within your heart, your mind, your body. So take about 3, 4, 5 more breaths to fully witness what it is, how it is. We'll be working on unleashing some more feelings throughout class. They may bubble up, and allow it to be. Allow your full experience to be expressed. For this last breath, we'll exhale through the mouth. So big inhale through the nose. Let it out your mouth. Taking one hand to your sacred heart, followed by your other hand. Just feel your heart beating beneath your chest. And recognize the healing capabilities of your heart. Your heart will always be there for you, to guide you, to give you strength, to remind you of the divine essential self that lies within this chamber. And if your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open, take in the space around you. Take your arms down, press into your elbows just to lift the blanket out from beneath you. You can toss that to the side for now. And lie back down. Take your feet on the mat, knees up towards the ceiling, hands down by your side to start. Really nuzzle the feet down into the ground. Feel the connection. Feel the strength as you push down, down, down. Then let it go a little bit. Relax there. Knees are in line with the hips. Now take your hands to your pelvic bowl region. Each hand is framing each hip point. And begin to rock the pelvis forward. Take your left arm. Notice this arc in the back here when you rock forward. Take your left hand back and begin to tilt the pelvis back. Imagine you have a tail and it's coming up to hit you in the face. Take your left hand down. Notice how your back flattens, pinning the sides of your waist down. Let's sync this little pelvic interior and posterior tilt with your breath. Inhale, come forward, tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, tilt your pelvis back, flatten your back. Keep your feet grounded as you inhale to come forward. Exhale to come back. It's a very subtle movement. We're starting to turn on these supportive little muscle fibers here in the lower belly, the pelvis region. Do about 3 more with your breath. And if this is difficult, let it be difficult. This is a practice. These movements sometimes are not, we don't do them as often as maybe we should. So if this is difficult, then there you go. That's somewhere to grow. Let's do 1 more together, coming forward with your inhale. Tilting back with your exhale. Now keep your pelvis tilting back. Your lower back is flat, sides of the waist pinning down. Notice if your ribs are poking up. See if you can just lower the ribs just a bit. Engage the core. Hands down by your side. On an inhale, press down through your feet as you begin to lift the hips up and send your arms overhead. Feel the back of your hamstrings begin to light up. Chin is up towards the ceiling, energy through the fingertips behind you. Exhale, begin to lower. Feel the upper back down towards the lumbar spine and the lower back, hands down by your side. Right away, notice if you're arching. Can you keep this in this posterior pelvic tilt here where your pelvis is tilting forward towards you instead of forward towards your feet? And let's move through 5 of these bridge waves. Inhale, press down, lift on up through the hips, chin is up, arms go back. Exhale, very slowly lower, upper back, middle back, trying to get that flat back. Inhale with your breath, 3 more. It can also be helpful to imagine you're squeezing something in between your thighs. That will help keep this alignment of hips, knees, ankles. Feel the flow of your breath with movement. Breathing space into the heart. Last one, I believe so. Hold this one here. Arms overhead, then take the arms down by your side. See if you can press into your heels a little bit more. Lift your hips a little higher. Look up towards the ceiling. Take 3 breaths. Squeeze something imaginary in between your thighs. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. Take your arms out to the side in a goalpost shape, elbows in line with shoulders and wrists in line with elbows. Let your knees fall to the left and the right. waking up the pelvis a little bit more. Everything's connected in the body, so while our main focus is the upper body today, it's also important to still condition the lower body. Come back to center now. Your feet can stay on the ground if it's uncomfortable to stretch your legs long. If not, let your legs go long. Reach your arms overhead now, fingers back. I'm going to glide down as you bring your elbows back by your sides here. Flex through your feet so your legs are active. Notice if you're doing that forward pelvic tilt. Send it down, lower back is flat. Inhale here. Exhale, glide your elbows on the surface beneath you as you squeeze into your sides. Notice how this feels. Inhale, lift your arms back up. You're gliding along the earth. Exhale to lower. Just working on some shoulder range of motion here, the scapula, some stabilization. Squeeze. Try to keep your lower back flat, your core engaged, your legs active, even as you do this. Lead from the fingernails to the elbows to the upper arms and shoulders, feeling that total arm connection. We'll go for 3 more. Syncing the breath with your movement. Noticing if the seemingly simple looking movement is difficult. Once again, working on these small muscle fibers. Last one. Exhale, hands down by your side, elbow squeezing in. Squeeze for 3. Press your palms down the backs of your hands. 2 and 1. Grab your blocks or your books if you're using them. If you did not have any, no need. You can still do this movement without them. So take your hands down by your side with your blocks on top of your hand or your books on top of your hand. Inhale, send your hands out to the right and left. Fingertips point right and left. And send the blocks overhead. Send them down. Inhale. Exhale, send them up. Start to turn your fingertips out. As you turn all the way around, blocks come down by your side. And move like this. Coming up, fingertips point out so you can rotate and arms come back. Let's go through 8. At your own pace. Get used to this motion and this movement here. It also takes a lot of focus, concentration. And see how close you can keep your arms towards your body here. So instead, as you tilt the arms out, instead of going way out, only challenge yourself to only go as far as you need to. We'll be doing some more stuff like this after. So start to get used to the feeling of balancing either your block or your books in your hand, using your mind to stay focused, concentrated as you rotate the wrist forward, out, and back. This will be our last one as you come up and down. Take one block out to the side now. Start to bend one knee and the other. Curl your shoulders off your mat. Send your feet up. You might lift the tailbone. See if you can balance your block on your feet here. Go nice and slow. If the block falls off, no worries. Just get on up and try it again. That's all we could do. Now find a steady position if you can. My right foot is like not lining up. Okay, there we go. Flex your feet back down towards your face. So dorsiflexion here. Legs extended high, toes are curling towards you. Start to point the toes as you press through your palms, lift your butt and feet overhead. Then come on down, flex the toes. See if you can sync up the breath. Inhale here. Exhale, press through palms, lift hips, try to point toes. And flex toes as you come down. We'll just do 3 more. Very controlled movement. Last one. Good job. Try to keep your prop balancing here. It's okay if it turns a little bit. Try not to get too hung up on that and just focus on it balancing. Now lift your arms up towards your feet, palms touch. Send your shoulders up. This is called protraction of the shoulders as you curl up. Now send them down, retraction. Imagine you're squeezing a pencil in between your shoulder blades as they press together onto the earth. Inhale, lift from the shoulders to come up, belly pulls in. Lift, send your shoulders down to come down, squeeze. 3 more. Last one. And one more, just lift, grab the block if you can. Send your block out to the side. Bend your knees, hug your knees in the chest, rock side to side. Just notice how you feel, how those ranges of expression fell in your body. And we'll begin to rock and roll up. If it's comfortable, you might like to just turn to one side or rock side to side a couple more times. Then coming up, or hands behind knees, rock forward, back a few times. And swinging your feet around, we'll come on to hands and knees. So this is where your blanket can be nice to help cushion your knees. If you have it nearby, you can use that. Take it to where your knees will be. Pull up your yoga pants. Get ready to work. Wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. So bones love to be stacked, my friends. So checking out your alignment for that. Wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. Pull your belly in. Gaze is down in between your hands. Let's move through a couple traditional cat-cows. Inhale to stretch the abdominals, to pull your heart forward. Flexion of the spine. Exhale, use your out breath to drop your tail, round your back, protract your shoulder blades, chin to chest. This is cat pose, extension of the spine, and begin to move like that. You can close your eyes for a few breaths, just follow your breath and move at your own flow. As you open through the front belly, as you open through the back body. Do one more here, cat pose. Spread the shoulder blades apart. One more cow pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And come back to a neutral tabletop position. Ground down through your right hand. Press your right fingertips into the mat or the ground beneath you to support this. Inhale your left hand high. As high as you're comfortable. So if you feel any yanking, don't go too high. Just go to where you're comfortable. Then add some shoulder rotations. Reach the left arm back and around. You can let your neck follow your hand if that's comfortable. And reach around, up, and forward. Starting to lubricate a little more into the shoulder region. Check out your range of motion. How big would you like to make this? How fast or how slow? Inhale the left arm up. Exhale exhale to thread it through. And you can rest down here on your left ear and your left shoulder if it's comfortable, or you can just stay on the forearm if that's better. Extend your right arm overhead. Notice if your hips are dipping to the left. Can you try to square off the hips a bit here? Pull the belly in. Take 3 breaths in this rotation of the upper spine. Last breath. Take your right hand back near your face. Press down, inhale your left arm up. Exhale your left arm down. Right underneath the shoulder, ground into the earth, press through fingertips. Inhale your right arm up to as far as you're comfortable. And begin to add those shoulder rotations, reaching forward, around, and back. See how this side might feel a little different. I know for me, one shoulder, this shoulder, my right one, it always feels like a little impingement. So this practice is great if you have any of those type of symptoms. Reach forward now, back and up, around. Let your neck layer on this movement if that feels good. Inhale, right arm straight up. Exhale to thread the right arm through, either all the way down or you could rest on your forearm. And coming down here, extend your left arm forward. Notice if your hips are tilting to the left. Balance it out. Send them towards the right a little bit more. Belly towards spine. Let's take 3 big breaths. Keep sending your hips back as you press into your left palm. Left hand back under the left shoulder near the face. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. So we're going to go through a couple more cat-cow movements, but this time the main focus here will be on the shoulder blade movement itself. So press into your fingers and initiate this from the shoulders as you spread them apart and lift. It's a very subtle movement, so instead of dropping the tail and rounding fully into this expression, keep your lower back straight and just press down to round the shoulders. This is called protraction of the shoulders. Now lead from the shoulders as you squeeze them into each other. This is called retraction. Keep moving like this with your breath a few times. Feel your scapulas, the shoulder blades spreading apart on the lift away and coming together on the inhale down. Help stabilize the shoulder joint here. Getting into all those small supportive fibers, functional movement. Last one. Protract, retract. Come to a flat back position here. Ground down through your left hand again, left fingertips. Take your right arm forward on fingertips. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale down. That was 1 o'clock. Take the arm out to 2 o'clock. Inhale up. Exhale down. Slow, controlled. Feel this coming from the shoulder. You might feel a little shaking. Take the arm out to 3 o'clock. And down. 4 o'clock. Down, 5 o'clock, down, coming back around, back to 5, 4, pressing through left palm, 3, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Switch hands, press down through your right palm, send your left arm forward on fingertips, extend it ahead of you. Inhale, left arm going to 11 o'clock. Exhale down. Out to 10 o'clock. Exhale. Inhale to 9. Lower. To 8. Down. And to 7. Back. Back to 7. Inhale. Lower. Back to 8. Down. Back to 9. Lower, Breathe in 10, down. Breathe in 11, lift, and down. Take your hips back. You can separate the knees as wide as you like, and come into child's pose for a moment. You can roll out the wrist here. If you're feeling tender after that, strengthening the wrist. Give it a couple good rolls, a couple of good squeezes. Maybe wiggle the hips a bit side to side. Come back to your breath. Breathe into the back of your heart here. Next inhale, begin to rock back forward into tabletop position and grab one block now, or your book. Doesn't have to be too high. If you had 2 books, you can stack them if they're a little thinner. Take your left hand on top of the block here. Actually, let's start with the right. Take the right hand on top of the block. Press away here. Now, with a left flexed hand, lift on up, retract the shoulder. Press down, protract. Inhale up and down. Keep on going. Five more. It's harder than it looks, right? Keep the hand flexed. Find your full range of motion. Retracting to squeeze, protracting to lower. Last one. And then we'll switch. Now, so you can see that motion of my shoulder going back and down. So now the left hand under the above the block, flex through the right hand, float it up in the above the ground to start, and squeeze your shoulder onto your back, retraction. Press down, still hovering but lowering to the ground, protraction. Keep moving. Five more. Good job. How's this side different? What's showing up on this side? Usually one side is a little stronger, a little more balanced in the muscle movements. One more. Take both hands down now. Come to find a seat onto your mat. You can cross your legs or sit on your knees here. Your choice. Just going to move into a couple neck stretches. So sitting up nice and tall, take your right hand down beside you on fingertips, or if it's not touching the ground, you can have your block underneath your hand. Just going to drop the chin, the air over towards the left. Let the left hand just hang. Pressing down through the right fingertips. Breathe into the right side of your neck. You can stay here if this is enough. Or extend your left arm overhead. Take your 2 flight attendant fingers, pointer finger, middle finger, to your temple. And gently guide the neck away a little more. Breathe into this space. Keep thinking about rolling the shoulders back and down. Not forcing them down, but allowing them to settle in to their resting position down your back. Now float the right hand up with flex through the hand. Imagine you have a stop sign out to the side. Feel this opening through the front of the forearm. Maybe you feel it in the middle finger area, the backs of the fingers. Now take your hand and your fingers and point them out behind you. Come back forward, fingertips face up and towards the screen. Do that one more time, that little wave up, back. Keep flexing, extending through the thumb, every finger, forward, up. Take your hand parallel, make a fist, and drop your fist down. Breathe here. Keep relaxing this left shoulder away. Readjust yourself. You may have tensed up a bit from that. And slowly release the right hand down. Release the left hand from your temple. Let your chin drop towards your chest. Roll it down. Do a little sway right and left. And roll your chin, your ear, all the way to the right. Right ear is to right shoulder now. Relax the right arm. Take your left fingertips, extend them down to the ground. And breathe here. Take a moment, roll the shoulder back. Breathing into this front of the chest, front of the arm here. And you can extend the left flight attendant fingers over to the left temple. Just gently guiding the head away. Breathe deep into this space. Release any pent up tension, built up tension you may have accumulated through this time. And take the left fingertips out. Flex through the wrist. Fingertips float back towards your face. Relax the right shoulder a little more. Then wave your fingertips back towards the back of you. Keep flexing up and towards the screen. So a little bit of a rotation here in the shoulders, going back, up, and forward. One more time till you come straight up. Make your hand parallel, reach the fingertips straight out to the left. Make a fist and drop your fist down towards the ground like a heavy weight. Breathe here, relax your shoulders again. Feel this opening through the front of the forearm. Create space with your breath. Last one. Exhale to gently release the left hand, release the right hand. Roll your chin back towards your chest. Take your hands to both sides of the spine and the occipital ridge, right where your neck and your head, your skull meet. And just give yourself a little bit of a massage into this area. Maybe you crawl your fingers down towards your traps, the upper shoulder neck region. When you let that go, roll the shoulders away from your ears, down your back, and slowly align your head over heart and heart over pelvis. And we'll come back on the hands and knees. You can bring your blanket out to the side again. You can keep your blocks out to the side. Coming on to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and massage the necks of your feet by spreading them against the surface beneath you. Opening up through the fascia, the backs of the feet. Keep them tucked under. Find stillness. Breathe in. Exhale, lift the hips back and high for downward facing dog. Now knees can be nice and bent here. Think about sending your tailbone up high. Release your head and neck to look back. So long spine here. Begin to bend one leg, straightening through the other leg, and switch. Press down through your pointer finger and really ground into the earth. Imagine your upper arm bones are spinning out to the right and left, right arm to the right, left arm to the left. Feel your shoulder blades relax on your back so they're not shrugging up near your ears, but you're not forcing them down either. See if you can feel that little micro adjustment in your body. And find stillness here. Stay high onto the necks of your feet. Heels are lifted. Inhale to shift forward towards plank. Drop your hips to align your body. Shoulders are over wrist. Gaze is down. Belly's pulling up and in. A little bit of that posterior pelvic tilt. So feel that. Ribs and hips go closer together. Inhale here. Exhale, send your hips back and high. Do that 5 more times with the breath. Rock forward, rock back. And feel the motion of the shoulders here. As you come back, feel them relax onto your back and feel them support you as you glide forward. Notice how the motion changes, the anatomy changes. This movement changes how it all works. Come back forward into plank position here. Either lowering down at one straight line, or you could soften the knees as belly pulls in. Bend the elbows down to your sides. Slowly lower. Look down for 5, 4. Keep squeezing into the midline. 2 and 1. Drop your belly, drop your hips, point your toes back. Glide your elbows forward for Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, or maybe a little bit in front of the shoulders here. You can wiggle your pelvis side to side. Then point both toes back. Lift your left leg. Lift your right leg. Grip the surface beneath your hands and pull your heart forward. Dip the chin slightly, long neck. Find a lot of lift, a lot of strength, and a lot of breath through the front body. Now, feel all your weight begin to shift into both legs still, but right arm. Extend your left arm in front of you on fingertips, like how you did with that little clock lift in tabletop. So left arm extends in front, lift out of the right forearm, find strength through the hand, the fingertips, and lift the left arm. Now notice if your pelvis starts tilting. You can lower the arm down a bit. Take the arm out to the left. Take it forward, out. Keep pointing toes back, maybe kneecaps are lifting, forward and down, back into Sphinx. Notice how the weight shifts. Notice your level of energy. Come back to your breath. And start to take the weight into your left forearm and fingers and hand. Lift out of the earth. Take your right arm forward on fingertips. Notice already you might be tilting and shifting. Lift the arm to any degree. Send it out to the right, forward. We'll do one more, out to the right, forward, back, down. Lower your head down, stack your hands, wiggle your hips right to left for me. Just release any tension built up around the lower back, the lumbar spine, the sacrum, the pelvis. Maybe you send your feet up and crisscross the legs, or send them to the left and the right. And send your legs back down long. Point through the toes. Glide your fingertips alongside your body by your ribs. Squeeze your elbows into the side. Lift your head off the mat and gazes down. Feel your pelvis sinking into the ground here. On an inhale, as you press through your palms, as you squeeze through your elbows, lengthen from your lower back, lift your heart for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale to lower. Find this controlled motion, this controlled movement. Do another one. Inhale to lift. Elbows squeezing in, pulling your heart forward. Lots of strength in the arms here, more than the back. Exhale, lower. Now this time, see if you can float the palms up and lift all through the upper back. Exhale to lower. Float it up. Inhale, arms lift. Point through the toes. Exhale, lower. One more like that. And lower down. Keep your hands as they are. Squeeze your elbows to push up. Exhale to lengthen your spine into child's pose. Take your arms out to a T in this child's pose. forehead resting on the ground. And if your forehead is not reaching the ground, grab a block for your forehead. Then relax your lower back, your spine, arms in a T. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, squeeze, retract. Exhale, neutral down. Inhale to lift the arms. And lower. 2 more. Good. Last one. Reach your arms ahead in front of you. Inhale to glide forward, table. Tuck your toes. Exhale, hips go back and high. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Take a moment to find your dog again, to find your alignment. Couple breaths to get into it. Allow your nervous system to relax as you reverse the blood flow in your body, head below heart. Switching from an active to a not as active posture here. A little bit active, but not as active as you've been doing. And look forward toward your hands as you cross the left leg over to the right side of the mat. Take the right leg in front of the left and over to the left. Push your hips back, bow your head in. Look forward a bit as you take the left leg from behind, take it in front of the right and back over to the right. Push your hips back, bow your head in. Just getting into the sides of the legs, the hamstrings a little bit more here. Take the right leg around the left and across. Push your hips back, bow in. Take the left leg around the right and the right leg around to meet at the top of your mat. Separate your feet into hip-width distance. Inhale, halfway lift, knees can be bent. Feel your shoulder blades, relax them, depress them down your back. Elevate your shoulders near your ears. Keep lengthening through the tail, depress them down your back. Extend them up toward your ears, elevation, depression. Do that 2 more. Last one. And this time, exhale, send them down, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Walk your feet as wide as your mat. Grab your elbows and sway your body like a rag doll. To the right and the left, side to side. Relax head and neck. Allow the knees to bend as deeply as you like. Come back to center now. Hands down to on the ground, our blocks to bring the ground up to you. Feet hip-width distance. Start to bend the knees a lot. Pull the belly button in. Feel length through your tail. Take your arms down and around as you inhale to press up. Arms reach, maybe gaze goes up, palms can touch. Exhale, slow control motion down to your heart. Take a second to pause here, to find groundedness, to find stability in your mountain pose, Tadasana. Find the balance as your palms press into each other at the source of your heart. Breathe into your heart and notice what you're feeling. Notice how your prana, your breath, your life force is flowing. How is your energy? And you can blink your eyes open, my loves. Ground down through the feet. A little micro bend in the knees. Take your hands to your pelvis. Rock the pelvis forward for that anterior pelvic tilt, dumping forward. And rock the pelvis back, posterior. Do that 2 more times. And find a neutral pelvis here. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Rotate the ribs around the spine here. Try to keep your hips staying straight. Maybe look back. Inhale, just take the left arm down and up to meet the right. Exhale, this reverse, switch. Right arm back, left arm forward. Inhale, right arm down to meet the left, up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Start to shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right leg up to any degree. You could stay low here or play with some balance. Lift the right knee up to be in line with the right hip. And take a step back here. So extend the right heel out. And bend it in. If you're down low, you could still send it out a bit and take it in. A little toe tap like that to get some extension and flexion of the knee. So 2 more. Flex through the foot, extend. And flexion through the knee. Extension through the knee. Flexion through the knee. Now slowly feel your body in space as you begin to descend your right leg back. Send it way back. Adjust your stance. You can widen your legs. We're going to soften the right knee down. So if you'd like your blanket for this, grab it to place it where your knee will be. Soften your right knee down. This is low lunge pose, Anjaneyasana. Left leg forward, right knee back. Take a moment to find this. Knees and over ankle here. Keep your hips square, so you might need to drop the left hip a bit. See if that little micro adjustment makes a difference for you. We're going to inhale the right arm up. Take the left hand to your hip. Inhale to take the left hand behind your back. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale to grab the elbow. Breathe in, maybe look up. And exhale with control, bend over to the right. So this is offsetting your balance here a bit because you're bending to the right as your left leg is forward. Try to keep the rib cage pulling in. You can gaze down, forward or up. Re-lengthen the spine here. Take both arms up. Inhale, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take the left hand to your hip. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale to take the right hand to the center of your shoulders. Inhale the left arm up. Grab your right elbow. Breathe in and exhale with control. Bend over to the left. Rib cage is knitting together. And see where you like your gaze. Maybe up towards the right elbow. Keep grounding through the back right foot and the top left foot. Breathe in. Inhale to come back to center. Reach both arms up. Exhale to frame your top foot. Curl the right toes under. Extend through the back leg. And inhale your arms up into Crescent Warrior 1. So from your crescent pose, you can wiggle your back, right foot back even more. Get a little deeper into it, as deep as you can today for today. Left knee is over the left ankle. Arms are up. Inhale here. Exhale, take your arms to a T. Inhale, send your palms in front of you. Exhale, palms go back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 2 more. Imagine you're serving a platter as you reach in front of you. And sending it out as you separate the arms. Inhale, both arms back up. Exhale to tilt forward through the hips, through the pelvis for thunderbolt posture. So making sure that you're still strong in the legs here. Flip your palms down towards the ground. Spread through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows towards your side. Inhale with control, push away. Exhale, bend and squeeze. Do that 3 more times. Strong breath. Breath is your fuel. Last one. Inhale, tilt the pelvis down, lift the arms up, warrior one, crescent warrior. Exhale, frame the top foot with your hands and step the back leg to meet the front. Halfway lift, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Relax your shoulders down your back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press down to rise up. Hand at your heart. Take a moment to pause, to notice how you feel. Notice the different sides of your body. And then coming back here. Begin. We're going to grab the strap actually. So grab your strap or your belt or your scarf. At the top of your mat now with a neutral pelvis, ground through the feet, reach your prop out in front of you. Shoulder width distance or wider. Inhale up overhead. Let your eyes follow the strap or the scarf or the belt. Exhale back. Try to keep your ribs in alignment too with your hips. Inhale up. Exhale down. Deep opening through the chest. So we're strengthening and we're opening today. Soon as the strap comes into your vision, let your eyes float up, keep your neck straight, and follow it down. One more, let your eyes follow it up. And back. Inhale up. Look at the strap as you exhale down. You can take that out to the side. Back at the top of your mat now. Shift your weight into your left leg this time. Into your right leg this time, excuse me. Lift the left leg up to any degree or just toes down. As you lift the leg up, maybe to knee and hip height. Inhale to flex the foot and extend. Exhale, flexion. Inhale, extension. Exhale, flexion. 3 more. Last one. This time, slowly stepping the left leg all the way back. Take your time to get there. You can fix your stance, separate the legs a little wider than hip width for better balance. Then soften the left knee down this time for crescent warrior, low lunge Anjaneyasana. So you might want to drop the right hip down. Notice if it's poking up. Hips are square, belly zipping up, rib cage is knitting down, shoulders relaxing down. This time we're going to inhale to start. We'll inhale the right arm up. Exhale to take it to the center of your back. Inhale, left arm to reach towards the elbow. And exhale to bend over to the left, offsetting your balance. Ground through both feet. Press through the front of the hips. Play with your gaze. Keep squeezing. Breathing. Last one. Come back to center. Release the arms down to your side. Inhale your left arm up. Center of the back, exhale. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale to grab the left elbow. And inhale to lengthen. Exhale to open up, side bend to the right. Play with your gaze. Ground through your lower body. Breathe into your upper body. Exhale to come back to center. Lift both arms up. Exhale, frame your top foot. Press away out of the back left heel here. And inhale your arms up for Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1, crescent. So you might wiggle the back foot, stretch through the necks of the toes a little bit here. Inhale the arms to a T. Exhale, send it out in front of you. Inhale, back and squeeze. Exhale. Two more. Building some heat in the lower body. Can you feel the shoulders moving though? Put your awareness to this motion. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to shift forward. You can adjust your stance to find more balance here. Square the hips off. Flip the palms down towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze the elbows down. Inhale, push away. 4 of them. Last one. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, both hands down. Step the right leg back, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale to shift forward towards plank. Breathe here. Push away from the earth. Drop the hips lower. Tilt the pelvis forward. You can soften the knees down or begin to lower in one straight line. When you get there, point your toes back. Inhale up, Bhujangas Cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to push up towards table. Exhale, child's pose. You can keep the arms extended, reaching forward, or you can stack the forearms this time, or reach back for your feet. Maybe wiggle, move, let the prana settle, let your energy settle. And bring your awareness to the back of your heart. Recognize the healing capabilities of your heart and how your heart is always there for you. As you strengthen and open today, is anything popping up? What do you notice? From there, reach your arms forward if they were stacked or behind you to come on up. We're going to come onto our knees for a little heart opening Ustrasana camel with lots of options, my friends. So, you can grab your blanket to support your knees here. Come onto it and lift on up, hips over knees. Now, first we're going to take the hands, fingers point down to the lower back, squeeze your elbows in here. Lengthen your tail down and feel the muscles begin to turn on the front of your legs. These are your quadricep muscles. Lengthen your tail down and imagine there's a string at the heart pulling up to the heavens as you look up towards your ceiling. Send the hips forward, 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 and see if you can find a little arch in the back as the heart lifts higher. Take 3 breaths. Really breathe into this space. If it's uncomfortable for the neck to look straight up, look in front of you a bit, towards the corner of your room, towards the walls meeting. Last breath like this. Exhale, send your hips back, spread your tailbone down, lengthen. Take your hands on your lap, palms face up, close your eyes, and take a moment to turn inward to notice. Cleansing breath out the mouth is always welcome. Begin to come back up, open your eyes. Now, option to do the same thing. Fingers can point down, or maybe this time you try with fingers pointing up and see how your body is responding to that today. If you practice Ustrasana camel pose, and you have a favorite way to practice that, either with toes curled under, toes flat, or blocks, I'll offer that this time too. So I typically practice my camel pose either with my toes flat, if I'm feeling very open, or curled under. I'm going to go for curled under this time, but you can always have the hands on the sacrum, melting the sacrum down, engaging through the front of the thighs. Send the hips forward, then send the heart up and back. Breathe here. Do not hold your breath. Feel what you're feeling. Let your emotions be felt. If you're going all the way, reaching back. Maybe the head and the neck drop if that's in your practice. 3 breaths for everyone. If you're all the way back, bring one hand to your heart space, engage your core, start to uncurl and lengthen. Send your hips back. Pause here. Hands can be upright on the lap, like a little bowl. Let the blessings of your practice pour inward. Pour into your hands and into your heart. You are strong. I hope you feel strong. Through this time, we come together and unify our strength. It's an honor to join together. Practice yoga union. Feel that in your heart, the connection you have with all life. Blink your eyes open. We'll come to find a twisted seated position. So you can sit up on your blanket, give your hips a little lift. We'll start with the left leg extending out, flexing through your foot. Cross your right foot over the left. Now your foot can be more forward towards the screen, or you can pull it back. You can adjust your hips when you get there. So your hips feel square, and both your right foot's grounded, your left foot's flexed. Take your right hand back like a kickstand on fingertips. Lengthen through your spine as you inhale to reach the left arm up. Exhale with a long spine to twist. You could take the left elbow to the outside of the knee. Make an adjustment maybe. Twist deeper. Ground through your hips. Or you can hug the knee in with your left arm. Your choice. Take 3 breaths. It's always good to do some twisting after back bending. Lubricating all the spinal facets a little bit more. Last breath, big one. Exhale to unravel your spine, and we'll switch. Extend your right leg out, take your left foot over. Adjust your hips so they're squared. You might lift the fleshy bits of meat from underneath you. Feel more grounded. And one side might feel totally different and out of whack. That's okay. Just working with it, breathing into it. Take your left hand back on fingertips to press down to lengthen up as you inhale. Exhale to rotate with a long spine. I like the vision of my ribcage spiraling around my spinal column. From there, you might adjust yourself. Feel your hips heavy, and with each inhale, feel your crown lengthen towards the heavens. Feel your breath, fill your heart. Exhale, unravel your body. Take both hands back. Let the knees spill to the right and the left. Take butterfly baddha konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together here. If you had your pillows, your bolsters, or your blocks, you can have those nearby for an option. So just take a second first to massage your feet. Massage the arches with your thumbs and the tops of your feet. This is a way to signal for the body to become calm. It's a signal of relaxation in the nervous system. See what's going on in the ankles. Then inhale to ground down and lengthen up. Exhale to passively fold forward, so not forcing anything, allowing the back to round. This is where if you have your bolster or your pillows, you can stack them up. You might want more height. You can bring blocks underneath. and fold in. Hands can go down, palms can face up as an act of total surrender. And just settle in here. Focus on your breath traveling now from the base of your spine to the tippity top of the back space of your heart. Feel the weight of your bones as your hands and arms relax. Let your shoulders sink down your back. A couple sighs out the mouth if that would feel good. Feel the hips opening. Use your breath to release, to feel fully. When we allow ourselves to feel, then we can allow ourselves to heal, to accept things, to not hold attachments, to have the strength of a warrior within our heart, yet the gentleness of surrender, the grace of source. And slowly start to rise on up. You can take your props to the side. You might want your pillow or your bolster in a few moments. Your blanket out to the side. We're going to lie down, but we're going to do so in a mindful way, just adding a little bit more core engagement. Extend the legs out in front of you. You can point the toes forward for this one. Inhale to reach the shoulders forward. Protraction, retraction. Send them back. Do that for 5. Now keep them on your back, lower, just slightly, pitching your tailbone curling like a C curve. Inhale the arms out, palms face up. Exhale, close. Lower down a little bit more. Inhale the arms out, point through the toes. Exhale, come to center, lower more. Inhale out, close, lower to the tips of your shoulder blades. Inhale out, hold, and lower down. Just rest here for a moment. Notice if you feel any tingling, if you felt any quivering, if you feel some heat, some warmth. How does the body feel right now? You roll your ankles in big circles, one direction and the other. Take both feet on the ground, arms out in a T, let the knees wipe left and right. Nice and gentle too. Allow the body, the muscles, the bones, the connective tissues to guide you. Tune into the intelligence of your body. And allow the breath to be another layer of intelligence. And the heart, the ultimate guide. And have your knees straight up now. This is where if you have your bolster, you can grab it. Or your pillow. Or your block. So that could be used too, the block actually. Feet on the ground, knees up, press up, inhale to lift your hips. Slide your prop underneath you, whether it's a block on the lowest height or the second height, or your pillow, or this bolster here. Nuzzle your shoulders back down. You can press into your skull to arch and send the shoulders under the heart. From there, lift your legs up. So if you have a wall at your house where you're practicing nearby, or the couch, you can also do this against the couch or the wall. That can be really nice and supportive. This is legs up the wall variation, Viparita Karani. And this allows all the deoxygenated blood from standing upright all day to reverse, to go from the feet back to the chamber of the heart. So make some movements. You can roll ankles again. You might make some shapes, splits. You might go for a little happy baby here. Bend the knees. Reach for either under the calves, under the back of the knees, or the calves, or the outsides, insides of the feet. And hold that for a bit, or play around even, straightening and bending. Really, this is your time to do what feels best. If there's any final movements in your body that want to be expressed, allow them to be expressed. And allow some more deep breaths to oxygenate yourself, to turn on the rest and digest system, the parasympathetic nervous system. Telling your body it's okay to let go and surrender and take rest. So we'll stay up here for about 10 to 20 breaths, your choice. Breathing nice and slow though, so no rush at all. And when you're ready, you can begin to lower one leg and the other. You might hang out here in a supportive bridge for a little bit. Feet on the ground, knees up, just hanging out here with the support of your prop beneath your lower back. You might let out a couple more sighs. Hinge the jaw side to side. Let out any facial tension. You can massage your temples, your eyes, your heart. Give yourself a little massage if that feels right. And then eventually you can come off of your prop. And we'll settle in for integration, Shavasana. So a couple options. You can take traditional Shavasana, taking up a lot of space, especially because you're in your house, right? So you can just spread right on out like a starfish. For constructive rest or spinal restoration pose, you could take your feet as wide as your mat or wider than hip width distance and let the knees knock in for that triangle tent shape. Relax your shoulders, hands down by your side or maybe on your heart. That's an option. Or for another heart opening variation, you can use your blanket as you did at the start of class. So rolling it up like a Tootsie Roll. Take it this time along the length of your spine. Now with your bolster pillow, you can take that to the end for your head. Or you can use a block, depending on how long your blanket is. And then rest down here. Retract the shoulders in to squeeze your blanket. Then let them settle. Palms faced up. One more option to layer on would be feet together and knees out. Maybe wedging your blocks, your books, or your pillows underneath your knees here for a more supportive option. So play around for a moment, find what feels good here. And this will be, I'm going to get up and guide you into this. So this is your final shape of the day. Allow yourself to take a moment to notice once again how you're arriving right now. How your body is feeling after all that movement and breathing and reflection. And then let all that go. Feel the weight of your body, of your bones sink down into the earth. Feel your eyes sink into their sockets. As your breath returns to normal, feel the cavity of your heart open and spacious, this healing potential that is always with you. Let the arms relax, the hips relax, the legs, the jaw. Allow yourself to soften into stillness, to surrender to the surface beneath you. So I will be here to guide you back So take rest in your pose of integration and enjoy Shavasana.